What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Nova House. Welcome back to Trailerspotting. Happy Wednesday. My name is AJ Jones.
I'm Michael Finn.
And happy fall. Happy pumpkin
happy
spice
October.
to all of you out there.
God, I can't wait to wear hoodies again. It's too hot now.
And the beanies. I can't wait for beanies to come back out. Speaking of beanies, we are watching the trailer today for Jonah Hill's little flick called MID90S. What was your experience of the 90s, Finn?
You kidding me? That was awesome for me, because I'm old. So I grew up through the grunge era. I love the 90s. I still listen to a lot of 90s music. I just saw the Jesus Lizard, who are now 60 years old, on their reunion tour. I went to Enid Festival, the original Warped Tour. Like, the 90s were awesome, and I love them, and I cannot wait to see this, because there's so much nostalgia, like Stranger Things being in the 80s and all that, but I'm like, this was my time of growing up. So
nice. And I mean, it's, for me, like, because I'm younger, like, I was born right at the beginning of the 90s, and for me, the mid-90s was like Nickelodeon cartoons, and like all of the Nickelodeon, like Snick in all of those shows, and goodness, like Rugrats, like that was good stuff, though. It was 5, 6, 7, like 8 years old, like playing Little League baseball, and like that to me is the mid-90s. So I'm interested to see, because it looks like it takes place in California. So it's an entirely different world than what I grew up in the mid-90s. Yeah. But I'm excited to see, because the main kid looks relatively young in the movie. So I'm kind of excited to see. I'm sure it's a coming of age. Sonny Suljic? Yeah. I mean, he looks like he could be, what, 10, 11, 10, maybe 12 after, if that. So, yeah, it looks like it's going to be some kid kind of realizing what life is in the 90s. And I feel like he's a tiny...
he was just in the house with the clock on its walls, which just came out. So he's got back-to-back movies.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's pretty cool.
But, yeah, so it seems like it's going to be about him... kind of just a little bit older than I was in the 90s, which I'm kind of excited to see.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see this, and I'll be very honest, because the opening image is right here. The fact that it's a whole bunch of skateboards laid out,
it's the 90s.
I was like, are we going back to like Gleaming the Cube, like Christian Slater style
Tony Hawk
movies?
Pro
like,
Skater.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm excited about this just because.
Or Brink.
Oh my God, I forgot.
On Disney Channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was not too into Brink.
Oh man, get out of here, Puppet Suds.
I'm old. I can't help it. But yeah, it's one of those things where, like, you know, this was such a big deal in the 90s. Was skateboarding. Everybody, I had a skateboard, and I wasn't the best at it. But
it was the new edgy, grungy thing to do.
Yeah,
you know, because the suburbia was, you know, it's like punk. Like the birth of that 90s punk, like when like Blink kind of started, like MXPX kind of came out, Sum 41, all those bands like began because they were all growing up at the same time too. Yep. So it's kind of cool to see. I'm wondering how much of that is in here, or how much of it's just kind of a story that takes place in the 90s. So I'm interested. Yeah, I'm interested.
Because I was the dirt bike, not like motorized dirt bike, like dirt bike tracks on my. I had a Harrow FSX bike, which favorite bike of all time. Heavy frame, long pedals for speed.
I had a Mongoose scooter.
Nice, dude.
Like with the pegs and everything. Oh yeah, man, we got into some trouble.
Oh yeah, dude. I used to have a bike everywhere. Mine was bright yellow. I love that thing. But we used to have a park that had like all the dirt trails. We used to build up ramps and do all the tricks. And there was like a natural half pipe that was dug out from rain. God. So this is just like seeing this immediately reminds me of all of that, and like the skateboard park and the bike park and people playing football with no pads, you know, just on their off day and hoping they didn't get hurt. Yeah, and just walking around, no bike helmets necessary. Like it was it was an easier time.
It was a little more laid back. And then Jonah Hill.
Right.
I don't know if I know anything else that's been written by Jonah Hill. Personally.
I'm not aware of anything.
So I don't know. I'm really interested to see kind of what his style of everything, because I mean he wrote it and directed it, so it's kind of all his style. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see. Talk about a guy who, I mean, literally went from freaking, what was his movie? Superbad to like totally inventing himself in kind of all these different ways. So I'm cool. I'm interested to see it. Let's jump in. Let's do it. This is the official Trailer HD A24 for mid-90s.
Here we go.
fuck out of in front of my store. Fuck you.
That's pretty accurate so far.
Nintendo.
Super Nintendo. Oh yeah.
Oh, had so many CDs. Street Fighter.
Oh,
Yep. There you go.
Oh jeez. Hold on a second. He hit that
threw
thing
him so hard against the wall. Oh man. That's like one of those.
amazing.
That's like one of those one takes where like, okay, let's go 50%. Okay. Pff, oh.
Yeah.
How'd it look? It's great.
Great. Yeah.
All right. Let's keep
rolling.
it.
Keep rolling.
Let's move on.
That was amazing. But hey, the references so far, and that kid's room with the hats hanging on the wall.
Oh man, I mean, remember we used to
accurate.
play Street Fighter. We used to play Battletoads. We used to play.
I love Battletoads, dude.
There was one more we used to play. It was like, oh man, it was like we would spend so much waste. Sega Genesis when it came out, we'd waste all of our life just playing. Those
What was
games.
what was it? F-Zero, the racing game with the. It was like cars, but they were like hover cars.
Oh yeah,
That was a big one on Super Nintendo.
Yeah, they're like on. What was the one with like the boats almost? I don't remember it, but there was one Gran Turismo. It was like the original like Need for Speed type of game. Oh man.
Oh god.
All right, yeah, this is funny.
Too much shit today, man. Look, what I mean? I'm moving. Stevie.
Check the script. The dogs getting whipped. Punch in the bip, 40 dogs in my lip. Hey, y'all not supposed to be around here. Get the fuck out.
Hey, the little nigga with the Toys R Us badge, come
You
here.
can't say nigga, I don't think. You fucking Sheryl Crow looking motherfucker.
This is awesome. I've never been in a car without someone's mom or dad before.
You're so cute. You're like at the age before guys become dicks.
Oh, fuck. Yo, what the fuck?
You think you're pretty cool. Your ghetto-ass friends.
You good?
You think you're tough and shit.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Lucas Hedges.
I've never
cool.
seen Lucas Hedges do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Manchester by the Sea, he was a little quirky and quiet. I'm excited to see him in Boy Erased, obviously. But yeah, this like I've never seen him see the tough guy.
Straight up
kinda
'90s Jinko jean wearing tough kid.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks like every kid who was like at like your middle school.
Yeah,
Who you're like,
every kid you didn't like.
oh man, he looks kind of rough.
Very rough. All right, I'm trying to see. This is definitely California style though.
Oh, it's
Tacos
straight up
and-
taco truck. Yeah.
Beautiful.
You're just a little fucking kid.
A lot of the time, we feel like our lives are the worst. But I think if you looked at anybody else's closet, you wouldn't trade your shit for their shit. So let's go.
That's why we ride a piece of wood, like what that does to somebody's spirit.
Stevie, what the fuck are you doing?
Yo, Stevie fucking insane.
Yeah, it's like that classic, like the young kid who hangs with old kids. Like I feel like that's kind of something a lot of us can relate to, where it's just like kids my age just do their own thing, and all of a sudden I'm 11, 12 maybe, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, what the old kids are doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's something that a lot of people went through. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and especially it's that relationship too. Like he's got the older brother, so he obviously knows older people. Like my sister was 3 years older than me, so when I got to high school as a freshman, I already knew a ton of people because she was a senior. So it's like you have that bridge that you can cross that gap a little bit, and it's like, oh, all right, well, kids my days are still playing video games in the basement and not doing anything, and like they're still having sleepovers, and that one kid is always like, there's got to be something else.
Yeah. I also like we have not seen one parent
No,
in the entire trailer yet.
not at all.
Not a single parent.
We did see an adult, but not a parent.
We saw an adult, a shop owner.
Yeah, and the
or
cop.
somebody.
Yeah.
And the cop.
But that's like it.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
I can feel how Jonah Hill is like and I don't know if he did this on purpose, but like, we know him, at least in the beginning, for his such like quirky, like out there, ridiculous comedies, and now he's gone kind of as a serious actor. You can really feel him going like, no, this is me right here. Like this is my real style. You guys really need to feel what I feel on the inside. Like I can definitely feel like a style coming out from him. Lucas Hedges plays a kid named Ian. I had a good friend in the 90s named Ian. It's a very 90s name.
There is someone playing Fuck Shit.
Fuck Shit.
I did not have a friend named Fuck Shit, but I'm
hilarious.
Sure in my head someone was a close enough name.
Cool. So how do you feel? I'm
interested.
I'm certainly interested.
It doesn't tell you much. I mean, it's obviously a look at like the struggle of growing up and being kind of feeling like an outsider and then falling into this crew and like learning lessons about life, which is great. And I think it works in so many other films, but I like that it doesn't give too much away, but you see just enough of like his dynamic at home. Like you said, there's no adults.
Yeah.
And the only adult he comes across is like an authority figure, and the kids don't respect that. So it's like, it's going to be interesting to see how it comes out.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it didn't grip me as much as I thought it was going to, and I'm wondering if it's just maybe because it's just a whole different world than what I kind of experienced in the 90s, or I don't know if it's just kind of the style of the trailer itself. Definitely some...
I'm just going to watch him run into this wall again one more time because this is awesome. I mean, he full out.
That is so hard. He's got to be fast forward. There's no way he hit the wall. That was like a concussion.
I don't know, man.
But no, I guess I'm just. I would definitely be interested to see it. I don't know. Nothing about it really screamed to me. I was really looking forward to it, and it just kind of hit a kind of cool level, and I was like, okay.
I feel like I'm more inclined to watch this just because it was my like teenage years.
Yeah.
So like, I'm already kind of like, I remember all this. Yeah, this feels like the 90s. Okay, like I grew up in Jersey, but there's still very similar feels to it. And,
yeah,
like,
I get that.
Certain things that everybody did, like the Super Nintendo stuff and all that. And I was like, okay, I feel, and like part of me just kind of wants to see what California might have been like in the 90s.
Exactly, right?
When I was a kid, I didn't even think about that stuff. So it'd be, for me, I feel a little inclined to see this. I do like A24 as a company. I think they do some pretty good work as well. So I'll probably catch this.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through, seeing if there's anything that's like interesting. Yeah, he's a teen, so he's probably like a young, like 13-year-old. Codependent single mom, abusive older brother. Richer friends seem to overlook him. Friends a crew of skateboarders. He learns some tough lessons about class, race, privilege. Yeah, it's kind of taking it's only 84 minutes long, so it's definitely introspective. It's not going to follow a big-time storyline.
No.
Yeah, what I think it is...
Oh, no. Oh, cool. He said that Kids, This Is England, Ratcatcher, and The Sandlot inspired him to make this film.
Oh, okay.
I like those movies.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think it's the perfect movie for Jonah Hill's first writing, directing premiere, basically.
Right.
Because it seems like a very manageable story about a kid who's grown up.
Yep.
I think that's very manageable. I'm excited to see it. Let us know what you guys think about the mid-90s. If you guys remember any nostalgia, if you guys have seen it, let us know, and let us know if we're missing something. Because, it definitely looks very, very interesting.
Yeah, and I think I'm mostly curious because Jonah Hill wrote it.
Yeah.
And then if you look at his writing credits on IMDb, like he worked on the story for 21 and 22 Jump Street and Sausage Party, which are all like stupid, ridiculous comedies. And
but it gave him some
really like it has a heart and it has something more that he wants to tell. So
his first credit as an actor is in I Heart Huckabees back in 2004. That's hilarious.
He was Brit.
So what did he do before Superbad? It was he had a big year.
Science.
So he
Grandma's
did do
Boy.
Yeah, so he did Campus Ladies, which was a TV series. Grandma's Boy, that makes sense.
40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh,
He's on NYPD Blue.
Yeah, he had a great part in 40-Year-Old Virgin where he was just like, I just want to buy these.
I'm just trying to get these shoes back to my house so I can wear them.
Yeah.
I just want to buy these here
Yeah.
with the shoes.
Yep.
Okay, so he
eBay.
just and that was a couple years later that he did Superbad. So I'm excited to see it. We'll see how good it is.
Yeah, let us know what you think. If you grew up in the 90s, put your favorite Super Nintendo game.
There you go.
Below.
Yeah, Battletoads. Well, that's Sega Genesis, but Battletoads.
On a scale of, let's say,
1 to Nirvana.
Ooh, okay. I was going Super Mario Brothers, but I'll take Nirvana. This would probably be like a... Okay, here's a 90s reference for you. Green River. I feel like Green River. It's like the guys before Pearl Jam.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's like, yeah, they're a little obscure, and like I listen to them on occasion, but I don't rush out to buy their stuff. That's where I would put it.
I'd say 1 to Nirvana. I'd be in Smashing Pumpkins territory.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know what that means to you, but I can't stand Billy Corgan, so...
I'm
Openly admit it. Can't stand him.
I like some of it, but then some of it I really don't quite connect with.
Yeah.
So, like, I like moments, but then there's some things where I'm just like, okay, that's
Do
interesting.
you feel that the world is a vampire?
No.
Okay. Fair enough. Me neither.
But we are rats in a cage.
Yes.
Go ahead and subscribe, guys. Nova TV for more awesome content. Obviously, follow us here on Trailerspotting. Hit the little bell that's down there because that will alert you whenever there's a new episode coming out. We have new episodes every Wednesday. Once again, my name is AJ Jones.
I am Michael Finn.
And this is Trailerspotting here at Nova House. Happy fall, pumpkin spice.
We'll see you next week.